Let me now bring on board a very special guest, Mr. Uday Kotak, Vice Chairman and Managing Director of Kotak Mahindra Bank. Mr. Kotak, good morning. Thank you for joining us. In a surprise move, the Reserve Bank of India has cut the MSF rate by 50 bips on Monday. How will this benefit your bank, and do you think now this will reduce pressure on your cost of borrowing?
I think the MSF move by RBI is certainly a positive for the banking system and our bank. This is sort of retracing the steps taken on 15 July. I think out of the total move, 125 basis points in totality has been retraced, and we are moving towards a flat to positive yield curve over time from a inverted yield curve which we had post 15 July. I think longer term that's good for the banking system and restoring some normalcy back into the system.
Mr. Kotak, do you expect a further cut then in MSF, and like most, do you believe that interest rates will remain high this year?
I think the governor has already said. My personal view is we're going to see a window of 100 basis points, and the most likely window is 775 to 875.
Well, the International Monetary Fund, which is IMF, they have slashed India's GDP forecast sharply for FY14 from 4.5% to 3.8%. Scary. Do you think they've taken a too pessimistic view? And do you think there is still a slim chance that we could achieve a 5% GDP print for this year?
I think the first half growth has been certainly slow. Based on the first half trajectory, we are moving towards a GDP growth range of 4 to 4.5%. I hope that can be improved by a favorable monsoon, and also keep in mind between now and April there will be significant spending for elections, which can also perk up growth a bit. But based on the first half, currently growth trajectory looks like 4 to 4.5%, subject to positives coming from agriculture and election spend.
So what is your sense on the rupee? Is it stabilizing only because quantitative easing and taper has been pushed forward, or there have been actual impact of the government and RBI measures, you think?
I think the FCNRB has been a very good move. It has sort of restored confidence in the system, and I'm happy with that move. I believe that we will see between $10 and $15 billion come in, and that is helping stabilize the system.
Mr. Kotak, as far as markets are concerned, it seems that Indian markets are very dependent on global cues. Could we see a further downturn in markets going or in the second half of this financial year once the tapering starts?
Globally, you don't know what's going to happen in the US. Therefore, they're certainly important from the point of view of cues. But on the Indian side, I share with Governor Rajan's sentiment, what he said yesterday in the interview, that we need to boost financial savings in the system. That will keep savers away from gold and real estate. And I would love to see how the policy can take steps to boost financial savings.
So what are the growth plans for Kotak Mahindra Bank going forward, especially keeping in mind that new banks will come soon? Will organic growth then be the main focus?
Kotak Mahindra Bank, we just launched our formally launched our 500th branch. We will go to 1,000 branches within 3 years. It has taken us 10 years to do 500 branches. We will do the next 500 in less than 3 years.
Mr. Kotak, when it comes to inorganic growth, Kotak Mahindra Bank always is in the limelight for possible acquisition. Will you be looking out for an inorganic growth opportunity, because there are several names and a lot of market buzz which is in the market?
We have been looking at inorganic growth from time to time. Let me assure you, at this point of time, there is nothing which we are closing immediately in the next few days and weeks. So you don't need to worry about the markets are getting excited about nothing.
And a lot is being said about banking sector's asset quality as well as restructuring. Do you think that it is a systemic risk, or most concerns are exaggerated?
I think banking system asset quality issues are serious. But over time, I do believe the banking system will have to recognize these asset quality issues. We at Kotak Mahindra Bank have been more conservative, and therefore are reasonably comfortable with the balance sheet and our assets.